Hey friends, today I'm going to talk about digital artificial intelligence and the debate of job losses because of digital artificial intelligence. I have created two videos and today I'm presenting the part of one of my video. So let's understand because of digital and AI whether job losses will happen. I believe this debate is true for last 200 years. Before any industrial revolution, there was always a debate whether human being or somebody else will lose job. And I can confirm to you, yeah, job losses have happened. But let's understand how and who. So this was the our earlier era before the automobile industry real era came. This is what was the photograph of our streets, and after that, automobile industrialization has happened. Now the street looks like that, and who has lost the job? I guess horses have lost the job. So, friends, before we reach to a conclusion of who will lose the job because of digital AI, let's first understand what does digital means and what does AI mean and whether that will lead to a better future or it will lead to a place where job losses will be there and machine will rule. So let's understand what digital is. This is the dictionary definition of digital, which digital usually refer to something using digit, particularly binary digit, signal transmission that conveys information through a series of coded pulses represented by 1 and 0 and all electronically traceable form uses of information technology. I know it's a boring definition. What we are talking of the digital experiences and which are the role models of this digital experiences: Netflix, Kindle, Uber, YouTube, Amazon. These things were not there, let's say 20 years back, and those things have come now. So, what has got changed now? I've divided my presentation into what, how, and why part of this digital impact. So, first, let's talk about what part. I believe the what part remains same. We still want to watch movies. We still want to read books. But how? Through Netflix, and we read books through Kindle. So what will go away? Movie watching will remain same, Netflix will remain same, but maybe those DVD players, even I used to have two, that has become redundant. On a similar note, book reading will remain true. It will happen through Kindle or any other electronic devices. But now I don't go to a bookstore and buy the books. So that part has gone away. Similarly, the travel part remains true. Now, earlier for our travel and whenever we have to move from place A to place B, yeah, we used to buy car, and now in India, of course, there is a strict rule for following traffic rules, so you have to follow all the traffic rule and you have to worry about the parking. All those is getting replaced by Uber, Ola in India, Grab and Lyft in some other places. So this is what has happened. Now let's talk of shopping, which is still remain true because we need the groceries. what used to happen, we used to go to a big store, do the shopping of items which are available in that shop. After Amazon came, and maybe Flipkart also in India, what has happened? Now I can buy all the items on my computer in my home at any point of time. I can order all those things. Now what Amazon has also done is it has made convenience of shopping and shipping. So you order the things, and maybe many things are getting shipped through drones. I can think of one more change which will come. The current model of shop and ship will get changed to ship and shop. What does it mean? Because now I'm ordering through, let's say, Amazon every week my grocery items, and which are getting delivered through drones. Amazon knows what Raktim needs every week or maybe every month. Maybe before me ordering on computer through Amazon those items, they anyhow will ship many of those things at my home. And maybe it's good for me. I don't even have to order the things, because many of those things I'll keep it, because it must be matching to what I earlier used to purchase. And maybe Amazon will send a returning truck. So out of 10 things, if suppose I don't want 2 things, I will send them back. So eventually what will happen, I used to buy maybe 6 things through Amazon regularly. Based on my habit, Amazon will ship 10 things, 6 things which anyhow I like it, 2 things which are similar to those 6 things. Maybe I'll retain those 2 things and return other 2. Good for everyone, yeah, good for Amazon also, and good for me. Amazon will increase their share of my pocket, because now they are giving me 8 things, and yeah, 2 things will get returned, and they will surely improve their algorithm to make sure they ship all the things which I will keep at my home. So friends, what will remain same still, if you notice, you are reading the books, the story writer is still needed, you are watching the movie producer is still needed, and yeah, grocery is still needed. The other impact, what I can think of it, and let's take example of opening a bank account. Earlier I have talked of we moving away from buying a car. So if we don't buy a car and avail any taxing hailing services like Uber, Ola, Lyft or Grab, maybe future generation will not be bothered to get their driving license. Now if they don't get their driving license, in the account opening, driving license is needed. So maybe the account opening process will get changed. Account opening will remain, but not through driving license. Something else will be needed. Now let's understand why these things are happening. I've talked of what, and now let me talk of why. Reason being, we as a consumer are looking for instant gratification. Immediately we need the things. Personalized, or should I say, ultimate personalized experience. The cost effective solutions for my problem or for whatever I need, anytime, anywhere, those should be available. And I want to pay for the desired service without buying the underlying asset like car. Now, however those things are happening, it is happening because now lot of data, or I say big data, is available. The big data according to me is business event multiplied by the person who is using it, doing that event in that context. So if I am buying something uh, on Amazon at my home versus I am buying something in superstore or I'm buying something at airport, all these are different context, and all that data is getting stored and available to the various utility service who are looking for this data. There is a cheap computing power now and high connectivity and the availability of network. So how it is helping all of us? Relevant data at my convenience. So I get the recommendation of which book to buy, which music to listen, or which movie to watch. So I need not have an inventory of the things which surely will not match my taste. So that wastage is avoided. If I am visiting a place through Google Lens, pointing the Google Lens towards that, I can find out all the information about that historic place. So no fees to the guide. And yeah, the Google Maps, I think, which has already come into all our life. It has made the travel part easy. So I don't need a travel agent. I don't need some guides to tell me how to go from place A to B. Everything is available. So friend, I will take a pause here and ask all of you. This has made our life much more comfortable, much more easy by removing the various wastages which were there, or basic things of movie watching, book reading, shopping is still remain true. It's just that how we are doing it has become cheaper and much more friendly to me. Now let me go to the another topic of intelligence and artificial intelligence. What is a intelligence is? Intelligence is a entity's ability to achieve defined outcome while working or interacting in a wide different range of environment. This entity can be anything: human being, software, machine. And what is the artificial intelligence? It is the simulation of this intelligence. This can happen by learning, acquiring information, applying rules, reasoning, and getting the feedback and keep on doing the self correction by those feedbacks. So this is the intelligence and artificial intelligence is. Now what is helping artificial intelligence now? As I said earlier, cheap computing power and lot of data. So what does it mean? All the problems are getting broken into a arithmetic formula and solved by that. If you look at these numbers, be it multiplication or division, it's very difficult for a human being to solve it, but very easy for computer to solve it. So we are solving many of the problems by putting into a arithmetic model and applying the formulas there. Let's take some example. Earlier, of course, putting this arithmetic formula has helped in the banking transaction, the charge, interest calculation, or maybe in the inventory management also. But now when the challenge comes of two picture comparison and recognition, how that has been solved? It will be interesting to know that also has been solved by arithmetic formula by putting or breaking the picture into pixel by pixel and comparing those pixels with another picture and finding the result. Similarly, AlphaGo, I'm sure everybody has heard of it. So all movements are recoded and put into arithmetic formulas and played, and that is the result, machine beating the human being. So we have changed many of our problem to fit into an arithmetic formula. Make sure that cheap computing power is there and data is there, and by crunching of that we are solving many problem in AI. So AI will surely help in better and cheap prediction, because lot of data is there which can be crunched and meaning can be made from that data, and something can be predicted based on the earlier information. So based on that it can help maybe in the prevention of crime, because you can always observe what is happening in that locality, the behavior of certain people. Maybe you can detect or prevent the crime. Similarly, you can catch the criminal quickly based on the data, various clues which got left, various data points which are available in the crime scene, and it helps in catching the criminal early. One more example is by looking at the car, the engine, clutch, gear, brake, the condition of that, you can predict whether car will break down after a few kilometers or no. Same applies for credit card and loan fraud. Based on the customer earlier history, his credit score, how he has paid or not paid, how is his spending pattern, you can find it out whether he will able to pay, and that you can detect if there are any fraud has to happen. One more interesting example is there is how to make a better tennis racket. The company Babolat. So Babolat is a company which prepare tennis rackets based on the knowledge, the way they watch people and apply that knowledge. What Babolat done is they put, you can think of a small chip in those racket, and when players were playing with those racket, all the information got captured. How much strong a volley the player has played, many data like that, how he has hit the ball, and based on that they were able to arrive at it, what is the sweet spot in that racket which should be have more strength, so that when that ball comes at that place, players can hit in a beautiful strong way. So yeah, it has helped in. Now what has happened here, AI has helped in designing better tennis racket, and it's true for many other sports or many other activities in our life. So what AI has done, now we have AI paintings also based on the earlier paintings. Now one AI painting has come and which has been sold at a very high price. So it is like understanding the emotion. Is it looking something new? I believe that's not true. We already had the machine which used to read emotion. What I'm talking of? I'm talking of something like lie detector. Earlier also we had the lie detector, and how they used to predict based on the expression on the person when the question is being asked, his heartbeat, his eye movement, the color of his face. By combining all those things, many a times lie detector used to predict up to a great probability whether a person is telling truth or lie. So yeah, by reading various emotion, understanding that, many things have been made possible. So what are the challenges of AI? Challenges of AI are that people are good at solving problem but bad at explaining how they do it. Let's take example of self-driving car. In a self-driving car, there are various input like road condition, traffic, weather. And when a car, in front of a car, there is a wall, there is an adult, there is a child. How it will define its path. Where do it take turn? So lot of input. and output is only application of brake, clutch and gear. How do you apply that? And I believe it was becoming tough to arrive at a self-driving car. The solution? The solution was people put a robot near a human driver, and robot used to observe what a human being has done, and robot has learned through the human driver behavior and became expert. So what it means is arriving out those different pattern, and lot of question was becoming very difficult. Those problem got solved by again copying the human behavior. So what is the challenge? I believe this model of learning by the human being in a self-controlled environment, or the things which are very agreed pattern is there, as you can see in this picture, then AI will be good. We will have self-driving car. But I wonder what will happen if on roads traffic signal light is blurred, or maybe the road is full of potholes. You'll have many patterns like that. How AI will learn all those patterns? Whether in each of the case a human being will drive and then AI will learn? I don't have a good answer here. Similarly, as I said, a robot and has learned by sitting in front near the human being. Now suppose if you have to find out a smiling dog. Is this a smiling dog where mouth is open and you can see the teeth? Or mouth is closed, still you can see the teeth? Or mouth is closed and you cannot see even the teeth? Is this not a smiling dog? I guess all three are a smiling dog. So how do you arrive and how do you take a decision? Which brings me to my next point. The trade-off of AI will be, of course, the more data will be needed, but it means less privacy. More speed can come, but it means less accuracy, and more autonomy can come, but it means less control. So I was talking of where AI and robot will help in the repetitive job and dangerous job. I believe this picture we have seen farming by tractors, assembly line full of robots, or maybe robots delivering a order in hotel, or robots helping us when there is a bomb or any other fire situation. What will go away? So according to me, let's say the customer satisfaction survey, which we get many times, which we have to fill it, whether we go to a hotel or give our car for servicing, or we give our product for a customer to use, we ask them explicitly this form, and many times what happens, those forms get parked somewhere. Going forward, what I believe what will happen is, by looking at the expression on the face of the customer, or maybe listening his voices, we will able to arrive at it whether customer was happy or no. No more elaborate surveys. It will happen by looking at the faces, understanding those emotion, and arriving at it the probability of how good service has been rendered. So where the value will go down, if you notice, this is a parking space. Now if people don't buy car, they don't need a parking place, so maybe the value of this parking place will go down. Similar way, persons who are delivering many things, maybe the value of that will go down, because drones and many other similar things will deliver the things. And any other repetitive job, the value of that will go down. So AI will be good in better prediction by previous data, but the decision, the judgment, who will take it? So let me take an example of hospital. When you go to the hospital, various tests get performed on you, and based on those results, there is a array of or team of people who look at the data and predict something. Maybe that will not be needed because now hospital will have good machines who can understand that data and predict what can happen. But a final decision of whether a operation need to be get done or no, that is where the value of a doctor or a human being will come. So the value of people who are just either collecting the data or predicting based on that data will go down, but the value of person who can take decision based on that data, that value will go up. Similarly, anything of motivational leaders will go up. Will you listen to a robot for a motivational speech or a human being? Or anything related to team interaction, that will still remain true. Same is true for psychologists and therapists. Anything related to empathy. Now, this human empathy cannot be created by the robots and AI. So, those things will still remain true, where a human being will be required. So, what will remain true? I have talked of better tennis racket. Yeah, good rackets will come. But the sheer joy of a real match will still be remaining true. You will not want to watch a animated match. Similarly, jobs related to AI like robot manufacturers, software developer who can write better and better AI code will remain true. And cyber security experts will have bigger value because of this data protection. Emotions can be read, but not the creativity. And that is what these pictures depict. AI will not able to create those new things. And yeah, my favorite, really good funny jobs. You will from Alexa and Siri, you will able to get jokes which have been already told. But creation of new jokes, I think that human being only will able to do. Many things will coexist, which is true as of now also, like animated movies which are there, but we still love to watch movies in which a real actor is acting. Those things will coexist. So what will happen going forward? A refocus on clean energy to run those computers for their cheap computing power and robots. So the instrument which helps in getting clean energy will be required, and I believe all this will result in a happy future for all of us. More family time, good family vacations, because that human being only can provide within their own family, the personalized medicines, and maybe artificial body part, limbs, which will be much more accurate based on the previous data and which will help many part of the society. So friends, this is what my view of digital and AI is. I'll be happy to know your comments. Please share your comments and I'll incorporate your questions and your feedback comment in my next video. Thank you.